Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be doing a swatch video for you based on all of Arbonne's brand new eyeshadows from their new collection. There are 24 new shades, 8 matte, 6 satins and 10 shimmers. And so basically today I'm just going to be showing you what they look like. I'm going to be doing them in order from light to dark, which is also the order that they are in the newest catalogue. And then I'll be doing a look on my own eyes using a couple of my favourites. So here we go. So I've just cleaned my makeup brushes, thankfully, and I'm going to be starting off with the colour Slate. I've got heaps of samples here, so they're not exactly what you would receive, but so far I've been amazed. This is my first impression, by the way. I have not seen these before, but I've been really impressed with what they actually look like, especially the shimmers and the satins, obviously, because it's completely different to what they look like in the catalogue or on the website. So the first one here, the sample I have, is Slate. So this is a really light one. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's really quite shimmery. The next one I have here is Fog. So this one is more of a creamy pearl. Next up there's Mist. Now this is more of a gold eyeshadow. It's still quite pearly and neutral, but with gold undertones, I suppose you could say. Oh, but it's not very dark, it's still quite light. Solar is the next one. It's also very gold. Oh, it's quite nice. Now I've seen someone wear Opal, that's the next colour, so I'm pretty excited to try this. It doesn't look like much, but when I saw someone wearing it, it looked quite iridescent, which was exciting for me. And yeah, it's pearly, kind of iridescent. One of those colours that would go well with anything. Quartz is more of a pinky pearly colour. I guess with the, a rose tint. So this is a satin look, it's not a shimmer like the others have been so far. Still maintaining that pearl neutral colour, but this is just more pinky and without the gold fleck shimmer. So next one is Dawn. It's back to the shimmer. It's more of a tan, neutral, nude colour. You can still see that shimmer there. Still, it pretty much blends with my skin tone really well though. Bit of a gold fleck. Bluff is similar, just probably maybe a 2 shades darker or something. A bit more gold than brown though. So far with my first impression, as similar to the old Arbonne eyeshadows, these are also quite pigmented. I'm only really rubbing the surface of these little samples, which don't contain much, but I feel like I'm still going to be getting a fair bit of use out of them, which is great news to hear. The next one I'm moving on to is Pebble. Now this looks like it would be a really good base coat, or a transition shade I guess. And it's kind of a nude colour once again. I feel like I should have got a manicure for this. So up to Monsoon. I think this is going to be a favourite for me. It's a bit darker. I like darker shades. Oh wow. But it's okay, it looks nothing like what it's come out like. So it looks like a dark taupey brown colour. But this is what it's swatched to. So it's more opally, shimmery. I like that. If you're a fan of browns and tans, I think Oak might be a favourite. Now this is just a satin matte shade. I think it's a basic Again, it might be good for a transition shade or a base cover. Yeah. So a nice neutral nude shade. Halfway through our swatch, the next one is Amber. So this is, at first glance, it looks quite beige, and then when I tilt it, it's really quite gold with a bit of an orange undertone. Hope you can see that there. See the change of colour? Yeah, it's come out as a beautiful orange, I guess a bronze colour. And quite pigmented, so I've barely swiped that one with my finger and it's come out quite dark, which is awesome. Getting into some of the dark shades now, Sunstone I've got for you next. It's similar rosy colour with but with a sort of an orange burnt undertone there. Next up I have Clove. It's another neutral brown colour. Okay, now this is one that's really like blended with my skin tone, so that would be a nice one for me to use. I've also heard a little bit about this next one. I think it's called Sequoia? Sequoia. If you know how to pronounce that, let me know. It's the first of the darker, so it's kind of a burnt kind of colour here. It's almost kind of mauve, but more brown than purple. Definitely more brown, bronze. Canyon is the next one from Sequoia. And this one's looking a little bit more orange or red than the last. This one's Canyon. Yeah, so you got more earthy, thinking Uluru when I look at this one, or a Canyon as it is called. The next one I have is Forest. So this in the catalogue or online looks like the green shade of the new eyeshadows, but it's got quite a metallic look to it with the gold undertones. So it's green, but it's gold. And I love green eyeshadows, so I'm really eager to see. Yeah, and it's exactly that. It's kind of like a mossy green with a bronzy, goldy fleck. Love it. So the next one I have is Henna. And yeah, it's just looking like a brown with a gold fleck, which will probably become something similar for my staple, because I'm usually a brown with a gold fleck kind of gal. Oh, and it's quite dark. It's come out beautifully. A lot darker than I thought it would. So really well pigmented. These are all really, I don't know how to describe it, but soft, I guess. When I'm touching them, your finger kind of melts into them really well. So I'm hoping that translates to the eyelid as well, so they blend in and melt into the eyelid, which would be awesome. Okay, so another brown earthy tone is Driftwood, and it is exactly that, kind of your basic tree brown. Yes, this is a matte, which is even cooler. So if you just wanted a brown matte on your eye, a matte brown I should say, Driftwood is for you. And then Truffle is the next one. So this is like the satin brown. So this is looking like a little bit greener than the last few browns. Now we're moving into some colour. Almost done. The next colour I have is Aurora. Now I've actually bought this colour for myself. I think it looks quite bright compared to the rest of the collection, and purples suit my eyes quite a lot. I usually go for purples, greens and browns. So I have high hopes for this. I haven't tried it yet, but it's really beautiful. Okay, so it's not quite as bright as I was hoping for. However, I know not everyone else loves their colours quite as bright as I do. It's shimmery, it's pearly, it's a beautiful shade of purple. So yes, the next one I have is Storm. So this one's a matte. It looks like a really dark purple brown colour. And yeah, it's quite dark. It's come out really deep, and it's actually really beautiful. I think this is going to be one of my favorites. It's like a mauve, but a dark mauve, which is beautiful. Sienna is the next one. So this is another shimmer. It's looking like a really dark brown. So if it's anything like Storm and it's the next shade before black, I'm kind of imagining just a really rich dark brown. But let's have a look. Sienna. Yeah, it's more of a chocolate brown. Again, then we have Onyx. So this is our darkest and last shade today. I'm kind of assuming this is the black equivalent. It kind of looks like it has a bit of a green undertone to that, but it might just be the contrast between the black cardboard that it is on. So Onyx. Oh, it's quite dark, which is awesome. And yeah, it's kind of just like a pure black. Really dark, really pigmented. And that's all of our Arbonne eyeshadows. They're all the new ones. Really great formula. So they don't come like that. These are just samples. They come in like a silver round palette, I guess, and they're magnetic, and you can buy the Arbonne eyeshadow palettes, refillable, mix and match, so you can buy a few of your favourite eyeshadows and put them in there. They also come in duos as well, so you can get to that match up really perfectly. Okay, so now I am going to put some eyeshadow on myself by using a few of my favourites. A moment of love, a dream. So there you have it. This is the look that I've gone with today. It's kind of like a smoky brown mauve colour. So what I did is I used the colour Monsoon as my transition colour and covered my whole lid. I then used Henna for the crease to darken that up, and Storm for the outer corners and under my lower lash line. And I also used Opal just in the centre just to lighten that